Everyone, welcome back to another Block Bro video. And today, we are going over the very final Chapter 8 season. Now, Chapter 8 has been a short one. I mean, it's a full year, but there's only 4 seasons. This is the finale season of this chapter. Next season is Chapter 9. And oh boy, is Chapter 9 going to be the best chapter, unironically. I think Chapter 10 may be the final one, but I don't know if it's going to top what I've done with Chapter 9. And the story in Chapter 9 is very, very well done. Anyway, enough of that. As you can see, there's been a few changes to the map. It's pretty... it's substantial in the middle, but, compared to Season 3, last season appeared to have a little bit of a bigger change. But don't worry. Throughout this season, there will be quite a few POI changes, and there will be a new biome for the Halloween update. And the Halloween update is saying the last POI change. The final POI change is one building up for the big finale for this chapter. There's likely going to be one mini movie. I don't know if there's going to be, but to round out the kind of finishing arc of the characters in Chapter 8, I feel like I have to. So I'm going to make a mini movie. There are going to be storyline quests this season. There were not last season just because of there was just 5 mini movies, and that is a pretty substantial amount, seeing as I'm only going to do like 1 from now on. Chapter 9 season 1 might have 2 or 3. But anyway, I think without further ado, we should move on to the actual thing. Now, I'm not going to show the central area just yet. That should be the final thing I show. But I'm going to show the small map changes around the island. There's only like 3, really, around the island. But I've done a very good job this chapter of kind of making smaller map changes. And in Chapter 9, that's going to increase tenfold, because the map is quite literally about 20% larger than this one. Anyway, as you can see down here in sandy suburbs, there appears to have been a little bit of a creation of the cellular corruption. That's what this is called. This season's called Cellular. I already said that. And the main villain's the entity, but that should be obvious. This is what these things look like. And I'm going to explain a little bit of what these weird vortexes are. That's what they're called, vortexes. They're actually just the border between the actual abyssal realm, like the place where the abyssal serpent lies, and the real world, which is here. So, yeah, we're getting pretty close to the end of everything. I'm also going to make a storyline explanation for Chapter 8, Season 3. Just to round out kind of what happened. It's pretty simple. But yeah. As you can see right here, we have a vein slowly going through, and it's a pretty nice area. Well, not anymore. It was, and then that happened. But anyway, going up this region into the mesa biome, even though the mesa is pretty much very similar to the desert, just not at all at the same time. Down here, we have Jumble Junkyard, and Jumble Junkyard appears to have a vortex in it. As you can see, it's inside the main mine shaft, and there are veins cutting through the entire mine shaft. Pretty scary business here, where the team of 5 are dealing with a threat that is not human. That's actually what they're dealing with. Anyway, we're gonna go over this POI over here. This is Skeletal Swamp, and I actually like these POIs better at nighttime, just because it makes them look creepier. This is like my first actual like horror theme season. Like, I had a Halloween theme season last chapter, but this is scary. This is scary work. As you can see, there are veins crawling up here into what is this? Parch Pueblo? Yes, one of my favorite POIs on this island. And they go down. And actually, I should explain, the veins come from the vortexes. They don't, like, just spawn from the ground. They come from these, and that's how these places get corrupted. That's just an explanation of how this stuff works. Um, as you can see, you have a swamp with blood, which is really kind of scary. But as you can see, there's also a lot of veins going everywhere. I really wanted to do something with the veins this season, just because the veins are a really cool part. And this one goes in the ocean. This one goes to Gassy Grove. There's actually two that go to Gassy Grove, and they just kind of end, but still cool because they're touching this POI, I guess. Um, this area, I think, yeah, these veins just kind of cut through the roads. This one kind of swerves between the trees. This one is just chill, actually. This one's a pretty chill one, not gonna lie. Over here, this set of veins goes into Sweetheart Swings, one of my other favorite POIs on this map. There's a lot of POIs on this map that I love. And over here, this goes into the, I forgot, this is a landmark. I forgot the name of it, but it is a landmark. And over here, this set of veins goes up to the hills to the Plethorolus cabin and its lake. Pretty beautiful, pretty beautiful. What are my graphics settings on? Let me just quickly check. This is only going to take a second. Oh, okay, yeah. It's supposed to be on ultra because I want it to look good. Anyway, you have a paradigm base. And you also have a little bit of like an entity building over there. There's really only the entity, so I don't know why the entity has buildings, but it's okay. Anyway, we're gonna skip over the central area just right now. But as you can see, there's some veins coming from it that turn this pond into blood and disgusting, just disgusting stuff. But it's okay. But besides that, let's head on over to the next little, the very small next map change, not a next POI. Costly Condos, just passing over another one of my POIs that I really like. I made a lot of POIs that are very well designed this chapter. And I'm very proud of my work with this chapter. Over here in Cheesy Chimes, you have a little bit of a vortex with one vein going from it, and this one doesn't really get far. So, yeah, it's much more subtle than previous map changes. But anyway, we'll be over to the next POI in a jiffy. But as you can see, Tropical Terrace is one of my other favorite POIs. There's a lot of POIs. Okay, we'll be over there in a jiffy. This place, Hunter's Hill. Remembrance Roots, Yggdrasil, that's what it was. Wow, the World Tree. There's a lot of, it's a beautiful map. It's a very, very beautiful map. Sadly, we have to say goodbye to it this season, but it's okay. Because at the end of the day, it's never going to exist again. Uh-oh, maybe spoilers. No, I'm joking. That's not a spoiler. That's actually just a hint to how this chapter ends. It's not like chapter 7 where the island lives on. Oof, we're in dangerous territory this season. Anyway, over here we have Monster Maw. Now, originally it was Monstrous Maw, and that's better. It replaces Pine Pinnacle, and the whole idea is that these little areas are the remaining like terrain of Pine Pinnacle, but sadly, the vortex has spawned in the middle and just kind of consumed it from the inside out. It's a tragic death of a POI, but it's okay because we have some of the POI remaining on floating islands with veins. They're pretty boring. Not gonna go over them that much. Ooh, that is a pretty cool view. Yeah, these veins mostly just go into the ocean, but these ones do kind of hit the gravel beaches just barely in a very nice manner. It's very, very nice. And now we can finally move on to the actual big central biome change. Uh, this is the largest piece of the cellular corruption biome, but it's also probably the most like detailed, just given the fact that it's like the big area. And as you can see, you have quite a few veins cutting through up into Treetop Tango. And it's a pretty simple area. These veins come from this vortex, and this is like the big central POI of the season. Like this is the like everything ends POI pretty much. This is Prodigy Precipice, which is very, very cool. As you can see, you have a vortex there, another vortex there. There's quite a few vortexes, and all these veins sort of just go places. I really love the design of the veins. I think the veins are probably one of the best like terrain things I've ever done. But Prodigy Precipice is pretty simple. You have a brain here, and inside this brain is the entity. Like the entity is inside of this area. Here's the monolith getting kind of, I don't know, like energy siphoned. Up here, the heck? Oh, never mind. Up here's the time temple stabbed into the brain, and you have the 0 point, and it's got little like brain things going into it, and it's sucking the energy, which is the whole point of the entity. Quick explanation: the entity is trying to literally destroy the world from up here, so that way the entity or the actual abyss can come through these vortexes and destroy everything, which is bad. That's not good. Um, but over here, you have the veins cutting through this area. You got some spiral veins right here. You got some veins going to the desert. You got more veins here and there. And up here is actually the main view of the entire of this POI. Like, this is where you're supposed to look at the POI from. And that's because it has aura. And it's really cool. Now, there's also no clouds. And I'm realizing this very quickly. There's a really big lack of clouds, which is strange. It's weird. Definitely not important in any way. But as you can see, you have some more vortexes over here. There's this area. This is actually one of my favorite areas of this entire biome because it's super like open and it sort of feels like an apocalyptic wasteland. Everywhere else is just super like hilly and stuff, but this is like one of those areas where it's like actually a wasteland. As you can see, you have some more veins going this way. I'm not gonna show the ending location of every vein, but over here you have like a vortex hill. You have a vortex here, here, and here. And over here you have kind of a blood lake. Like this is a really big area, or not a really, really big area. It's a big-ish area with blood as it's liquid, and it's flowing down into that area. And as you can see, there's some more veins going through here to Raggy Ridge, into this area of the mountains and stuff. Oh, I forgot this biome name. But over here, you also have more vortexes. Pretty simple. Over here, it goes into the Golden Ridge, or the Gilded Ridge biome, and, pretty simple. You have this one taking over this bridge. Originally, I was going to destroy it, but then I realized I need it not destroyed, because that would be bad. And over here, you have Manor Moor. It's pretty spooky, not gonna lie. You're not supposed to look at this thing from the interior. It's actually pretty obviously more of a POI like this. And also when you're in sunset, it's supposed to be looked at sunset because it's pretty at sunset. There's specific times for like every single POI. Nighttime too. But you have just this really, really big blood lake, and it's pretty cool looking, I guess. I mean, it's really eerie, but it's cool. Anyway. And over here you have the last POI of the season right now. This is Bony Burbs. Bony Burbs is a really simple POI. And honestly, it kind of sucks. It's probably one of my worst POIs. Probably the worst POI on this map right now. But it's okay, because it's a cool looking area, I guess. Like, the whole point of this biome is not to be like, the POIs aren't the main star. It's just the fact that it's a completely, like, it's a really, really, really weird theme for a season, because this season is actually just like a meat theme season. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is uh flesh pretty much, and that's pretty gruesome, but the entity is pretty bad, so yeah. Anyway, I suppose that reaches the end of this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Goodbye.